right, families, I have just a few quick video updates here for you. First, if you have not completed all the parent forms, please do that. I know that the parent place isn't super user friendly, but we do need all of those forms on file in case of emergency or if anybody needs to pick your child up and medical needs, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have not completed all those, please do so as soon as possible. We do have the book fair coming up, and I wanted to, I know that there have been some questions about if parents could come shop, and we're doing the book fair a little differently for the school book fair. Now, the PTA sometimes hosts a different book fair, but the school book fair, Miss Ross, because she is now in the special area rotation, is hosting it for family or for students to come in during their special area time. So that is the reason why parents are not being invited to come in, because it's during their special area time, and Miss Ross has classes all day, every day, so she can't help supervise and do the book fair like we traditionally have had been able to do it. So I know that there were some questions about that. We do make sure that kids look for books and not all of the miscellaneous items for purchase. And if that is your wish, that you want to make sure that they only buy books, then you can send a note in and we will make sure of that. And we do have some students who will probably get some vouchers for that as well. And those will only be spent on books and not the other miscellaneous stuff that happens at book fairs. So we promote everyone getting books to read. So that is what we are going to focus on doing. With the winter holidays coming up, I wanted to make sure everyone knew that we are constantly learning and growing in the area of equity and inclusion. So every year we try to do something a little bit differently to make sure we are respectful of all of our cultures that are part of the Height family. So we are doing our sing-along a little differently this year as well. Instead of having the big whole assembly and everybody singing and watching the Junkyard Hawks and jam band and orchestra, we're going to split it up into two kind of events. And one of the events is going to be each grade level has chosen a winter holiday song, and they will perform and sing that for just a quick 15 to 20-minute assembly. And then we will have our Junkyard Hawks jam band and orchestra, should they choose to participate, perform at a different time. So I wanted to make sure that everyone who knew what we did traditionally, we haven't been able to do it the past couple of years because of COVID. We are switching it up this year to make sure we are being respectful and honoring all cultures and being inclusive. And we are also making sure that we are doing some things that are developmentally appropriate instead of having an hour-long assembly. It's too difficult for our children to sit and attend to that, especially our young kindergartners. So we're splitting it up into two events, and you will receive more information on that in the future news you can use. So I did want to make sure people knew we are still doing some things, but it's going to look a little different this year. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you, I am sharing it because it was just finalized last week, and I wanted to make sure that I'm very transparent with it. I'm not sure when it will be listed in the board minutes, but because I have an upcoming suspension, a 5-day unpaid suspension issued to me for not reporting an event to CPS when a child went somewhere that they were not supposed to go at dismissal. So I wanted to be very transparent about that and let you know that that is why I will not be in the building the end of this week and the 3 days prior to Thanksgiving next week, because I will be on my suspension. And if you want to know more details about that, I am happy to share those. But the long answer is a long answer, and I'm going to give you the short answer. The short answer is I did not believe, nor did many of my colleagues, that the event was a CPS reportable event. However, my supervisor did and issued me a 5-day suspension, and I appealed it, and they denied the appeal, and so now I'm getting legal action involved with it. So I just wanted to be very transparent because I know I am in the building every day, most of the week, and I wanted to make sure everyone knew why I was out. And I wanted to make sure everyone knew that I am not hiding anything. I still believe, and I think most people on staff and most of my colleagues also agree that this was not a CPS reportable event, and I handled it, and supervision was increased, and we took care of the problem with all of the families involved, and they were happy with the resolution. But I did want to be very transparent about that and let everyone know that that is what will be in the board minutes if you watch those, and it will be listed under insubordination, which I also don't agree with. But that's the story, and if anybody needs to know or wants to know the full story, I am happy to share it, but I am not going to waste everybody's time detailing the entire events. And I also wanted to let you know that I am setting an auto response email that I will not be available during those 5 days, but I am telling families and staff, if you do need me, I obviously am available to you at all times. So you can you'll get that auto generated email, but I will respond if anybody has any comments, concerns, or questions while I am out of the building. I will get back to you as soon as I can, but I will not be in the building, so you will need to email instead of call for me on those days. That's it for the video announcements. Please, again, make sure you can get those forms completed, and that will help us making sure we meet our compliance deadlines and getting all of that information in. If you have any questions about how to do that or which forms are still needed, please just call the front office and we will help you figure that out. All right, have a great week, and we will do our best to get through the holidays here together.